On the day of my kidney donation, I overheard my fiancé. I only kept him because he's a free nurse. Who wants a loser? I never planned to marry Daniel Thompson. Back then, I broke up with you because I found out I had severe kidney disease. He was willing to stay by my side and take care of me, so I reluctantly stayed with him. Actually, I just treated him like a servant. Now that I found a kidney donor, we can get married after my surgery. What she didn't know was that the kidney being donated to her was mine. Hearing Lily say this, I looked at the diamond ring in my hand and laughed bitterly, then turned and gave the flowers to the nurse's station. 3 years of constant care and devotion still couldn't compete with her ideal first love. I needed to wake up. She was no longer that innocent little girl who would let me ride in the same car with her to school, who would warn bullies not to pick on me, and who would secretly slip me her snacks. I went back to my car and ate the lunch I had made myself. Low salt, low oil, barely palatable. She had to eat this kind of food to control her condition. To help her adjust, I went from only knowing how to cook instant noodles to now being able to make hundreds of dishes. I also had to vary the staple foods. If 2 meals in a row had the same dishes, she would throw a tantrum and refuse to eat. I still had to deliver meals to the hospital on time every day, watch her eat, and then finish her leftovers. Sometimes she would smile innocently and joke, "Daniel, you're really like a dog." At least now I wouldn't have to eat those awful leftovers like a dog anymore. Thinking about it this way, I suddenly felt much lighter. It turns out my love for her had also been worn away over these 3 years. No wonder I didn't feel heartbroken or want to cry, just disappointed and feeling these 3 years were wasted. Love is a two-way street. Fortunately, I've woken up now. Lily called. "Daniel, where the hell are you? I'm starving to death." I had already adjusted my mindset and calmly said, "Lily, Chris is coming back. I wish you both happiness." Lily was stunned. "You overheard my phone call? How could you eavesdrop on my calls? That's my privacy." "I don't care, you come apologize to me right now, or else I'll." I continued, "You don't want me anymore? Fine, I'll hire a caregiver for you. I'll explain the breakup to your father." Lily was silent for a long time, then said, "Daniel, I'll say it one more time. If you don't come apologize right now, even if you come begging on your knees tomorrow, I won't forgive you." I hung up the phone. The hospital called again to confirm the kidney donation information. I said, "I'm sorry, I've decided not to donate." Back at the company, I deleted the hourly alarms reminding me to send her jokes, and buried myself in work. Not having to rack my brains for jokes, I felt more relaxed, and my work hours became much more productive. I hadn't been this immersed in work for a long time, and I momentarily forgot about the end of the workday, until my secretary came to knock on the door. Without looking up, I said, "Come in." Hearing my voice, the secretary seemed surprised and said as she entered, "Mr. Thompson, didn't you go to the hospital to deliver food to your girlfriend?" I looked at the time, it was already 5 p.m. Usually, I'd have to rush home by 4:30, buy ingredients, cook, and run to the hospital to deliver food without even having time to take a sip of water. The nurses often teased me, the most devoted boyfriend ever. "Not going anymore. Is there something you need?" I asked. The secretary hesitated before speaking. "The company is having a dinner tonight. Would you like to join us?" "Sure, it's on me," I replied. I used to devote all my energy to Lily, and I didn't even realize how long it had been since I'd had dinner with my employees. Everyone enjoyed this meal very much. After dinner, we went to a bar for round 2. As soon as we sat down, I saw a familiar figure. Lily was dressed scantily, but her sickly body held no beauty. Flanked by her 2 best friends, she was confidently dancing in the center of the floor. Her body couldn't handle this kind of partying. In the past, I always earnestly advised her to focus on treatment and not go out playing with her friends. Now, with no one to stop her, she was indulging recklessly. I